normally doesn't talk a lot, we invite you to give your opinion. This is an open, honest, safe space. We want to listen with open minds and believe in everyone's good intentions. And we want to be action oriented, decide what we want, when we want it, and plan for it to make it happen. So we are a Fairhaven centered collaboration, and our goal is to start as close as possible to on time and to honor the agenda. So some of us are online. I don't know how many, usually it says the number, but there's some number of people online. The meeting is being recorded and is made available to the public. Just a couple of instructions here. Mute your microphone and use the chat box. Don't forget to put in hello if you're online and what street you live in or what organization you represent. And we're gonna call the meeting to order and have the secretary do the roll call of the board.
Okay, Lee.
Present.
Liz. That's right. Gina.
Present.
Abby.
Present on Zoom.
Adam.
Present for right now.
Perfect. And myself, Christina, we're all here. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, we have established quorums. And since we've established quorum, one of the things we want to do is approve the minutes. Now, I just want to remind people, we did not have a meeting in July, but we did have a meeting in June, and we did not approve the minutes for that meeting because we didn't have a meeting in July. So right now, what I'm calling for is for I'm calling for what are you gonna do? Approve the minutes. That's what we're gonna do. Both for June and for August.
Second.
We have Eddie moved it.
My second.
And Frank moved it. I need a drink. And Marianne seconded. All in favor, signify by saying yes or raising your hands. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Abstention. No abstentions. Okay, so the minutes pass unanimously. Wonderful. Okay, having approved the minutes for both June and August. Boy, I'm getting rusty at this. I've not done this in a while. We now are going to go on to the financial report by our treasurer. You know?
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
Not that we're political, but.
We're not?
It's not political, it's just the truth.
The July ending balance is $4,384.93. And the August ending balance is $4,379.88. And the expenditure was $5.05 due to the Spanish translation feature that we have with Zoom. And that's going to be every month. And hopefully, if you have any feedback about the translation, please let us know. So that way we know whether it's being effectively used or not.
Thank you very much for that report. Any questions about the finances? Didn't see anybody raise their hand. Anybody online? Nothing, nobody online. I'm gonna go ahead and
Water and refrain.
I don't know why David is up there. We'll just pin that. Oh, it's time to pin somebody else. Okay. Okay, so having done the minutes and the report, we're now going to go to the police department report and to our district manager.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, Zoomers. Is that it? I don't know. It's been a long day. It's been pretty good so far in Fairhaven, in the last month and change. There was a shooting recently at 298 Grand Avenue. Person was shot, two kids on dirt bikes. Seemed like they were targeting him and they got him and they actually struck the business of 298 Grand Avenue. So obviously it was broad daylight, so that was a traumatic event. to say the least, but we're working on it, and I think they recovered, or at least working on recovering the dirt bikes to kind of identify those guys. Calls for service for the month of August, it was about 709 calls for service. 73 arrests were made in the month of August in District 8 Fairhaven. Bear with me, my Google Drive here is acting up, but as far as not robberies, we had about 5 robberies, and burglaries is 3. Our motor vehicle thefts went up about, I think we had 6 last month, and they went up to 16. Same trend of the Kias and the Hyundais or crime of opportunity with keys left in vehicles, so nothing specific as far as trends are concerning. Same thing with the burglaries. They're targeting the vacant homes, so if you are a landlord or if you know somebody and you're going to be going away vacant and it's going to be vacant, let a neighbor know, let the police know, let me know. Try to get extra attention out there. As far as just some highlights, the officers been doing a great job. They got a couple of guns off the street the last couple of weeks. One after a shooting, the intended target was shot at, and then we ended up getting he ended up having a gun. So I don't know if he tried to shoot back or whatnot, but that was a great job. And then at McDonald's, there was a gentleman out there who was loitering, and our guys went out there and addressed him and got a gun off for him too. So great job by the officer. We'll put it off for feedback, questions, complaints.
Any questions in the room? Yes, we have a question from Sally.
I have a question about the car thefts. Our neighbors are concerned that they had their car stolen by the door handle being broken and they entered it that way. And he had heard that there are a number of those. Is that true?
That is accurate. What kind of car was it?
I don't know the kind of car.
So the Kias and the Kia.
40 down.
Yeah, it was the Kia 49.
Yeah, so the Kias are big on that. He was getting sued because of that. It's easy manipulation of the vehicles. You get in there and you just stick it. So I do have steering wheel locks still. I have a bunch of them. So to put on the steering wheel. So if they do see that, they won't try to. They'll go on to the next. So any 2012 and 2020 Kia or Hyundai, that is not a push button starter.
Okay.
Are very easy to get sold.
Actually, I have a second question, and I tried to get CompStat information, and it doesn't appear that they're meeting. Is that true?
They're starting back up September, the last Thursday of September, which I think is the 26th. So that's gonna be it's gonna be in the community. I think the location is to be determined.
Oh, okay.
But it's the CompStat, it's the citywide CompStat report with basically all the reports throughout the entire.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna start it back up in the last Thursday.
Do you know if the car theft data is mapped out yet on the, because like usually you just go and get the map.
Yeah, it should be mapped out.
I looked at the website, but do we have to wait for the next meeting for it to go up or?
I'll take a look at it. I have, I get the email, so like I get it, so I don't know where it is posted.
If you could find that out and maybe have the management team send it out,
Okay.
that would be good. I'm sure people with 16 car thefts, I think it would be helpful to know exactly what's going on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let me just see if there's is there a question online? Anyone have a question? Please identify yourself.
I have a question.
Who's speaking, please?
Ferishte Bekrat.
Oh, hi, Ms. Fresa. Yes, we'll do your question and then we'll come back to Gina in the room. Go ahead.
Several days ago, there was quite a police gathering and a commotion on the corner of Ferry Street and Chapel. A lot of police cars there. It appeared to be some kind of shooting. People were crying. Can you tell us what happened?
There was you said a couple of days ago?
Few days ago.
There wasn't any shootings a few days ago. There was and what was the time of day? Roughly?
It was
it
in the afternoon.
in the afternoon? No, we definitely didn't have a shooting. It could have been
The women were crying, hitting themselves against the building where Chico used to be. And it was it looked very dramatic. So I wanted to know, was any fatality or something?
That could be, so 101 Chapel, I think is a little bit further down. That was the gun arrest that they were shooting at, and then the victim was the intended target, I should say, because nobody was shot. I'm just trying to find the date on it. That was, on August 25th. That was the closest thing. That was about 2 weeks ago on a Sunday afternoon. But that was the closest thing we have on that was shooting related.
No fatality?
No, nobody was shot. Nobody was actually hit, I should say.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fresha. Gina had a question in the room, and if you have a question online, please go ahead and raise your hand, identify yourself. It's Gina's turn.
It seems like the trend now is to take the tires off of the cars.
Yes.
Is there anything that you could recommend for people to prevent that from happening?
Yeah, so the Honda, that's actually, just the other day, I got a call from, actually NeighborWorks. I don't know if Michelle's on here. So at Poplar by Grand, there was a newer Honda, so they targeted with the Hondas. The newer Honda, they take the full, they leave it on blocks. I know Honda is very well run, like the dealership. They do have special covers for the lug nut. Absent of that, just adding an extra couple key locks would be more beneficial to help, but I would get with Honda and see what they're doing. They have a device that will makes it it's an extra layer of protection. Because these guys that do it, they're in and out.
Right.
Like they're ready, they have all the tools and they take off 4 hours, probably less than minutes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely be careful with that.
Is it a certain year?
It seems to be newer. I've seen from 21. This was a big trend years ago. I remember seeing it. It seems like the newer Hondas, where it just goes newer. They've taken the rims and tires off the car.
Because I have a 2014.
They put them on the older models.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I think 2014 will be fine, but it's more like they want the rims are nice, so like they want the 2000s, 20s and up, and then they end up putting them on the lower, 2000 and any kind of car, Acura, Honda, or anything, because they're pretty universal.
Good, so I don't want us to get too off on tangents. We can continue that conversation afterward. There's a question from Sylvia online, and then we'll go to Rob in the back. Sylvia?
Evening, yes. This is Sylvia Velez from Centro San Jose Family Center. So we are the business right next to the Botanica where there was a shooting over the weekend. With I guess the 2 kids that were on dirt bikes or whatever it was. Every other Friday, we also run a food pantry that the people start lining up as early as 6 o'clock in the morning. It wraps around all the way through the bodega in the corner. How can I go about as a director to kind of facilitate it smoothly? Meaning, is there a way I can call in the precinct and ask for an assistance of maybe just having a cop just stand there during this time? Just because we have our children that also arrive between the time of 7:30 in the morning and 9 on those specific Fridays.
Yeah, so no, thank you. I mean, I'll leave I'll have Lee put my contact information on the chat, and you could contact me directly, and we'll work on getting. That is a difficult time to get. I can't dedicate a police officer, but it may be driving around in that vicinity, pretty frequently. But we are pretty short staffed, so to get a cop dedicated all the time would be a little difficult. But it all depends. If right now, I just came from the road and there's calls holding from 10 o'clock this morning, and it's just there's a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
7:30 in the morning, it's a pretty. It's shift change, so it makes it a little bit challenging, but just give me a call in advance and we'll try to get a call. I will say though, the shooting specifically, It was definitely a targeted shooting. It wasn't a random act of violence. And we're getting a hold of it. So I don't believe I don't think it's an everyday thing that's gonna happen, that specific incident.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Before we go to the next question, I'll just remind people, the sergeant's phone number is on every agenda you get. We just recently realized that we had put the number on there incorrectly. So that just leads me to believe that people are not taking advantage of it. But we have in fact corrected the number. So any agenda going forward from this month, it was just one digit off, but one digit matters. So please look on the agenda, and if someone would be kind enough to put the sergeant's phone number in the chat, that would be good as well. Rob, you had a question in the back.
Yeah, I just had a question about the tires also. Is there, since it's widespread throughout the city, we see them all over the place, and it's happening a lot, and it's hurting people in their pocket and everything like that. Are they, I seen on Hartford, they just made an arrest. They had a task force, and they caught 2 kids in the act of doing it with the tires. Does New Haven have any idea or any task force to help this problem, because it's a very bad problem and it's big?
No, it hurts your pockets immediately, and the gentleman that, when I got a call, it was a third party call that they thought it was a stolen car. I don't think the person even knew that their rims and tires were going, right? So obviously it's frustrating. As far as the task force, well, I'll be honest with you, we got 3 cops in Fairhaven right now. We can't pull anybody off the street, as far as the task force is concerned. But we do want to get that message out more to the public so people can be aware of it, so they could try to plan accordingly. It's not a fail-safe situation, but it'll be a lot harder for the government for people to take the rims off with the addicts.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I don't see any other questions in the room. I don't see any other questions online. Sergeant, thank you very much for your time, and please stick around with us as long as you can, so we understand that you have to move on. Let us now move on to the Livable City Initiative. I did see Carmen online. Carmen,
Yes.
I'm gonna put your picture.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying some of this lovely weather that we're having lately. My report consists of a report for July. I spent 5 weeks, I think it was the last week in June and through July, working with young people, high school students, the majority, who was at the Youth at Work program. And they
Well,
Can't hear you.
Junta was, you can't hear me?
She's back.
yep, you're back.
I'm back, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we would meet at Junta every day and then pick streets to go and clean. And that's what we spent the summer doing. We did Ferry Street several times. We did parts of English Street. We did parts
Carmen,
English.
Carmen, you're cutting out. Is there something you can do about that microphone?
Can you hear me now?
Yep,
Okay.
it must be a short. Yeah,
Alright.
you could hold it still and summarize.
Okay. So then they had a wonderful summer. We had a very productive summer in August. Came back and did James Street, and Poplar Street. And tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday, we'll be writing out letters for.
Carmen, we're gonna have to move on because you're cutting out. See if you can fix the microphone and we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let us move on, and then we'll do a couple of things and then come back. Just gonna remind people that we do have a quarterly presentation of the Civilian Review Board. It is not this month, but every quarter we do have someone, Giovanni Carter, comes and reports to us. If you have any questions, his email is on the agenda.
Lee, Jaewon is here tonight if we want to have him speak to this briefly.
Let me see here, September, yes, we should, let's take advantage that our agenda is not that full. Jaewon, are you present?
Yes, I'm pulling over right now.
Okay, can you, give us a brief report on what's going on with, Civilian Review Board?
Yes, first off, I want to start and say that Frank Redente, Alder Frank Redente, he's our Alder representative on the on the CRB, and he's doing a phenomenal job with holding folks accountable and being a true voice on the board itself. Just for update purposes, because of the charter changes and the bylaw changes for our board, where we're able to still function even if we don't have majority president, that's been very helpful because it's allowing us to actually discuss cases and not stall, because some of the things that we did encounter for the first 2 years and continuing from existence. And as a result, we also were able to change in performance measures because there were folks who weren't actually reviewing cases, and that would become part of the issue. So as a result of that, with those changes, we were able to remove some people from the board. So there's some vacancies in several districts that should be filled. So if there's a chance where folks can actually engage with people in the community, that'll be very helpful because again, this is a very serious, committed board. But in addition to that, each month we meet. So typically it's the fourth Monday of each month. You could join on Zoom or you could meet us in person. Typically, it's in one of the meeting rooms on City Hall on the second floor. And our next upcoming one will be this month. And if for those who may have questions, I'm available to speak on it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Does anyone have a question about the Civilian Review Board or anything that Jaewon has reported on? I see nothing in the room. Anyone online? I don't see anyone. Okay, Jaewon, thank you very much for being with us, and we hope to see you every month, but at least in December. Again, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. So then let's see if we can go back to Carmen. Carmen, do you think that? Oh, no. Can't hear you at all.
She's muted, that's why.
Oh, you're muted.
Ask her to unmute.
Okay. Can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Yep, now we can. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna keep my head still.
Okay.
So I was talking about the Youth at Work program that I helped to administer with the help of Eric Gonzalez in June, July. We cleaned up several streets. The kids got a real, look at how they can help the community. Other things that we hope will prepare them for a real job. And they cleaned up a lot. They cleaned Bright Street, they cleaned Ferry Street, they cleaned Dover, they cleaned English. They did a lot of work.
Okay, Carmen, you're. Yeah, we're gonna have to, yeah, you're just cutting out, yeah. Can you try it without the headset?
I can try it, but I don't.
Yeah, you have to unplug it from your computer.
My headset is not plugged into the computer at all.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
What's going on, but we're gonna, because we're just wasting time because we can't hear what you're saying. So
okay.
See if you can get that fixed, and then we'll do a summary next month. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so moving on, economic development. So we still have Kathleen Perlich, who no longer works for the city, on the agenda, because as far as I know, we have not been assigned a new economic development person. Is there anyone online? I don't see anyone in the room. Is there anyone online from the city's economic development? Okay, I do not see anyone online, so I'm gonna ask the only alder that's here.
We will ask the committee.
Yeah.
To be assigned.
Yes, that would be great.
I know that they're hiring and the technologists and stuff, so there's been a reorganization of that department, so, this is a good time to
Right.
assign.
I'm gonna,
EDA person to be assigned to report.
yeah, I'm gonna ask that, for the next month agenda, we just remove Kathleen's name, because it's it's misinformation. Well, let's just remove it from the agenda and leave economic development, but for now, we have no report. Unless anyone is aware, are there any questions about anything that's going on in terms of economic development in the neighborhood? Or any information that someone could offer, since the city is not here to offer it? Okay, I don't see or hear anybody, so we're gonna move on.
I mean, I can mention two, one is just two things, so at
Yeah.
the Strong School, there's extensive conversations happening between DOH and the city to finalize the financing, so that's been underway all summer, and I think they're pretty close. The other thing to mention is there was an article in the Independent you may have seen about purchase of some property on River Street by Spinnaker Company. And we've invited them to come to the next management team to talk about what they're doing. So, I don't really know them. I don't know exactly what they're planning, but, they've worked with, lots of people who we've also worked with, and it seems like they have good intentions, and we just wanna learn more and invite them to be partners with us, so.
Okay,
So I think that they're planning to come to the October meeting.
excellent. Thank you very much for that information. And so we're gonna move now to the part of our agenda that has to do with economic and community development beyond what the city's doing. And for that, I hope we have Anstris Falwell. Anstris, are you with us? There she is. Anstris, would you please introduce yourself and tell us what's going on? Unmute, please.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, go ahead, Anstris.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anstris Farwell. I'm with the New Haven Urban Design League. I think I met many of you in meetings over the years. We're working on a special project now around English Station. We are doing a series of 3 tours. The first one is Monday and it's completely booked. And then there's another one on the 25th of this month and another one on the 23rd of October. You may have heard that UI is supposed to clean up the site and be prepared to spend up to $40 million to do that. And it's required by law in a consent order that they signed, and they haven't done the work. And so the site is falling apart. It really holds back the development and quality of life of the neighborhood. And so we've been working with many groups, including Save the Sound, the Mill River Watershed Association, the Mill River Trail, Punta, Grand Avenue Special Service District, Match. And I've reached out to the management team to keep a public eye on this really important problem. And so we're doing these tours, and speakers from all of these different organizations will be available to talk about their role. And one of the things that really came clear to me as we were putting this partnership together of organizations that care about this is that everyone is a major investment. And I want to say hello to Karen Dubois Walton, the work that they've done in the neighborhood and that they're looking to do in the future. Tell me if I'm right. I think I remember that Farnham Court, the rebuild to become Mill River Crossing was $43 million. And somewhere in that range, just that one investment is more than what is being required from UI to clean up the site. And when I think of everyone's investment, whether it's Match, this organization of volunteers, the many groups that get grants, CDC, it's an enormous amount of care and love and hard work that goes into this place. And English Station is holding it back. And the tour is being set up to shine a light on all of this value and commitment and all the great things that are going on. I think it's possible for people to drive through this section of your neighborhood and feel that it's so derelict. They'll judge the neighborhood wrong. And so we want to make sure people really understand the great things that are happening and how getting this former power plant into good condition with use that suits neighborhood interests and needs can build on all of the great work. So these tours will give people a chance to hear from many of the leaders and dreamers and doers here. And that's what we're up to. So like I said, Monday's tour is booked, but there'll be 2 more. And we are actually also hoping to do a project in early November to, for instance, hold a community meeting at the Martinez School so people can meet and spend a little more time with all of the different people that are doing great work and discuss what they'd like to see next in the area. So I can put a link to the Eventbrite in your chat, and I hope people can join. Don't sign up for the 9th. It is booked. And
How many people do you have signed up for the 9th already?
it's 42. And
Okay.
it's, that are, and you know, some people won't come. And I also know some people will just come that haven't signed in. And when you think of walking down, for instance, East Street, narrow sidewalk, we want to make sure people are really safe. In that.
When is the next one?
The next one is the 25th September.
Oh,
And the next
the
one,
25th of what?
25th of September,
Mm-hmm.
and then October 23rd.
Okay.
So
Well, I mean, get those in the minutes.
absolutely. And I hope a lot of you can join us. And I think this is just as valuable for the feedback we get from all the people on the tour. And I hope we can put this together for a November meeting so that we can present some of the ideas and concerns that have been raised by people during the tour, kind of use it as the starter for the bread we want to bake. So it's a complicated site. It'll take all of our good hearts and minds to come up with a solution for it, and to support Attorney General Tom and Marty Looney, who have done such great work to try to hold UI accountable. And we're very lucky to have them both.
Thank you for this information, Answers. You did forget to mention one really important thing, which is there's free pizza from Fair for the people who come on the walk. That's very important for people to know that. Free pizza.
Free sponsors put up the dough.
Question.
Where, how do you sign up?
Yes.
We're gonna put it in the chat. It'll be in the minutes. It'll be in the minutes. Because it's one of those addresses that's hard to.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, it's a 1.5 mile walk. We cannot go inside the gates of the property, or much less in the building. It's all very flat. We're going to go very briefly into Criscolo Park, which means walking on grass. So it's a pretty easy walk, and that's what you'd be signing up for.
Okay, thank you very much, Amstress. Thank you for giving us that information. We're gonna move along here and go into the next point of the agenda, which is Lee's grant from Save the Sound. She is right here with us in the room. Please, if you could step up here and.
Absolutely. I'm Liz Grant, I'm Liz Gant from Save the Sound. I am the watershed stewardship coordinator. And just so you have an idea of what I do, I work a lot with community stewardship of watershed spaces, specifically the West River, Mill River, Quinnipiac River. The reason I'm here today is because we actually have a survey that we're going to make available to you guys. We are looking for community feedback. We carried out a series of events for the Urban Waters Initiative grant that was completed over the last couple months. And from those events, we put together some ideas that were submitted to us from the community. And what we would like now is additional community feedback on those ideas to see where they fall in everyone's priority, because we are working to try and get some funding to make these ideas actionable. These are all ideas that are directly relevant to the Fairhaven area and the Mill River watershed specifically. So if you are in person today, please feel free to fill one of these out. It takes like 5 minutes. If you have any ideas, you're welcome to throw them on the back as well. I'm happy to have additional ideas to submit. And then if you are someone who is on Zoom, I can provide a link in the next couple days to the community management team for you guys to fill that out as well.
So an e-version to go out with our minutes would be extremely helpful.
You got it.
Okay, any questions? I'm not seeing the people online. If you're online, I can't see you. Please identify yourself if you have a question. I see none. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so next, I'm gonna call on myself for the next agenda item, and the next agenda item is the mural that is being painted outside of this very building. When you leave the building today, or if you're online, when you drive by, you will notice that right smack on the front of our library, the building that we're in right now, a mural is being painted. This mural, as I mentioned at the meeting last month, when I was not present but online, is the 125th mural. 125 countries have participated in answering the question, what is peace to you? And the people who are answering are young people, as young as 12, as old as 20. The information is taken by an artist. Those of you that were here at the beginning of the meeting may have met Mitch. He was here. He's the muralist that is painting the mural along with about 10 youth from New Haven. We are raising money to make this mural possible. Our initial goal was $15,000, and we have raised we've raised 9,000 of that. So we still have 6,000 to go. The good news is that there's an organization called Sustainable Connecticut, Sustainable CT, and they are going to match every dollar that is donated, dollar for dollar. So we only need to raise $3,000. The Association of Businesses on Grand Avenue has already agreed. Their staff person is going to go door to door. The businesses are going to help us, but we also need resident participation. You can make donations of as little as $5 and it will be matched, it'll become $10. Donations have been made of $500 and $600, but what we need is to raise $3,000. Now, the website to do this is not up yet. It will be up next week. So we're gonna send email notice to people that the website is up. All the money goes only to this mural. And I'm going to invite you to do two things. When you go on there, you'll be able to see the days that Mitch is gonna be painting with some young people from around New Haven. I invite you to come and spend some time with them. Second, if you go upstairs in the library right now, there are over 80 pictures all around the library in a big circle on this next floor right up from us. And these are pictures from young people from all over the world. They're the original pictures from Vietnam, from Sweden, from Mexico. And these pictures were done to create the mural in their country. So now our young people are going to join in on this effort. All of their pictures will be up on the same website. The organization is called City Art, but that's not what's important. What's important is it's our mural and we need your help. Whatever you can contribute, we need for you to encourage other people to donate. We're down to basically the last 3,000 out of $15,000. And there will be a specific web link. You'll click on it and you can donate with an ATM card or with a credit card. If you do not feel comfortable doing that, there will be an address and you can send the check directly to the organization. And if there's any tax benefit, if this is a 501c3 that we're donating the money to. You can also use Venmo, Cash App, all those types of things. So we're gonna make it as easy as possible, but we need to raise, as I said, $3,000. There's one other piece of information, and that is in order to liberate the match, we have to have 1% of the money that we're raising in people donating. In other words, we're raising $3,000, so we need a minimum of 30 people to donate. The amount you donate is not the point. It's we need 30 people or 30 organizations to donate. That's what liberates the match of the 3,000. What they want to know is that people really care about the project. So with that said, are there any questions either in the room or online about the mural? Please go by the front of the library. You'll see it's about 30% done. Any questions? Okay, so there is an ask, and there will be a vote tonight. I'm asking the community management team to donate $300 from our funds for the painting of this mural. Again, 100% to go to this mural. I would offer up a match from the Chatham Square Fund, but we've already donated $600. And initially, I was going to ask you to match some portion of that, but it's better if you go through the Sustainable CT website, because the 300 will become $600 toward this goal. So the process, Abby, do you want to explain how the process is going to work for the vote?
Sure, I can say a little bit about it. So I put the voting link in the chat. So those of you on Zoom, you should just be able to click that voting link. I will also include the voting link in the follow-up e-blast after this meeting is over. So those of you in the room, if you're on our email list, you'll be able to access the voting link then. We would ask that you vote before 11:59 p.m. on Saturday night. At that point, voting will close. And you are also welcome to register your vote with our recording secretary, Christina, who is in the room, if you are not an email person. So various ways to make your voice heard.
We appreciate that, and just know that if you have any questions afterward, you can approach me and ask me about this effort. When we finish this mural, which I'm confident we will, it will go on to be one of the murals that when we do the bike tours of the murals of Fairhaven, we're definitely going to add that mural. Logistically, the way that it works is if it gets approved, then what happens is Gina, as our treasurer, is then authorized to go ahead and make that expenditure in the form of a check or by using the ATM card to make the donation. That the mechanics of that, but that just for you to know that that's how it will happen. I thank you very much. Okay, next point on the agenda, Fairhaven Library. Kurt, what announcements do you have for us?
Hello, everyone. Quite a bit going on here at the library, some of which you just heard about from Lee. One of the great opportunities that you can see our mural is at our farm market that we host on behalf of Common Ground. It's Tuesdays 3 to 5, although we're trending towards you might need to be here at 2 to join the queue. we just did another interview with the media about the market. A lot of interest in it. But whether you come to the market or not on Tuesdays, as Lee was saying, step onto our front lawn to have a look. I wanted to tell everyone that we're this fall, for the first time actually since the pandemic, we actually have a full daily slate of organized programs for youth each day of the week. It's been a long time in coming to have that situation. We have some flyers about it, but each day, Monday through Thursday, the weekdays that we're open, there's an organized after-school program for kids. Each day is a different program, but feel free to ask us about it. We're pretty excited to have those. The next thing that we're heavily promoting in the neighborhood is our upcoming community engagement sessions. We, as an organization, we're starting a new strategic plan, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear your ideas for us for the future, how we're doing now, and what you might like to see here in Fairhaven in the coming years. The first one, which will be conducted in English, will be 2 weeks from today. It'll be Thursday, the 19th, right there in the same room. We will be feeding you, and just come with your feedback for us. It's going to run from 6 to 7:30. If you can only stay for part, that's fine. But please get in touch with me or one of the staff members here so we can sign you up. We'd love to have you here. There is actually a limit to how many people can come, but don't let that stop you, because right now we still have quite a few slots that are still available. For those who primarily speak Spanish, our own Manuel Romero will be hosting the same kind of feedback session, but it will be the following week. It'll be Thursday, the 26th. All the same information, but like I said, it'll be in Spanish. So if you know any folks who would like to attend that, again, just let us know, and we'll be glad to sign them up for that. The other thing I've wanted to make sure to make a pitch for tonight is I know tax season does not bring smiles to anyone's faces, but we are starting to work with our partner at VITA to recruit volunteers to run the free tax preparation sessions that we started with last year. The main reason why recruitment starts so early is folks need to be trained so that they're ready to go when tax season arrives. So if you know anyone, or if you're interested in helping out, please, again, let me know, or let one of the staff members here know, so we can get your information into VITA so they can contact you. We are especially looking for volunteers who speak Spanish. Last year, we only had a Spanish-speaking volunteer the first couple of weeks, and it became quite a challenge after that when we no longer had a Spanish speaking volunteer who could help with the tax preparation. So we need all kinds of volunteers to make it run smoothly and be able to keep being a site so that folks can get a basic tax return done right here for free in the neighborhood. So like I say, if you or anyone you know is interested in being a volunteer tax preparer, and like I say, especially a Spanish language one or multiple ones, again, please let us know so we can get you involved in their training. Thanks a lot, and hope to see you here soon.
Thank you very much, Kirk. Always ton of information, a lot of good stuff happening at the library. Please join in if you can. Okay, so with that, we're gonna go on.
I want to give Kirk some feedback. I think it's really, really amazing to have something here every day after school. That's like not something we should just let slide. we've always wanted our libraries to be, we know our libraries are community centers, and this really gives kids a concrete thing. We know there's a need for after-school programming, we know kids need a place to go, and this like helps to anchor people, get them here for something, and then invite them to stay and to see this as the resource that it is. So I'd like kudos and thank you.
Here. Okay, so we're gonna move on to general announcements before the Alder reports. First announcement is very important, having to do with our upcoming elections. Christina.
Hi, so we have a couple of openings. I can share that part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so our lovely treasurer is on her way out. And so, we're looking for someone in Abby as well, I believe, correct? We just wanted to make sure that if you're gonna nominate yourself or anyone else, just to confirm that you're a voting member. And the criteria for that is 5 out of the last 12 meetings that you have to attend in order to be eligible.
Everyone online hear that? 5 out of the last 12 meetings in order to be considered for a position on the executive team.
I just want to add, I said the 2 vacancies, but any one of the positions, feel free to nominate.
Feel free, please, to nominate yourself to be co-chair, please. I'm begging you, please.
Can we make nominations now?
As of tonight, yes, nominations are open.
I'd like to nominate Patricia Adger, who for more than 10 years, she has administered funds for several nonprofits, and she has also been spearheading a lot of fundraising for nonprofits also. She's attended, I guess tonight will be her 12th meeting out of 13.
So for those of you, I've just put her picture up just so that for those of you that maybe don't know who she is. Okay.
A second.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a nomination and a second for the position of treasurer, which is one of the positions that's going to be open. And again, I'll reiterate what Christina said, which is you can nominate yourself or be nominated for any of the 5 positions. The other position that's going to be open is correspondence secretary, which is different than recording secretary. Abby, would you be kind enough to just tell people briefly what you do as the correspondence secretary?
Sure,
Other
absolutely.
than being my boss,
I'm not really your boss. It's honestly, it's a very low commitment role. Essentially the corresponding secretary is in charge of, I like to think of it as air traffic control. So you're monitoring the Fairhaven inbox, though Lee and Christina also do that to some extent. Being the sort of primary point of communication between various people who want to present or have interest in presenting and the kind of general Fairhaven meeting attendees. So I'm the one who does the e-blasts, the follow-up emails, any kind of like community announcement email, and also kind of organizing the schedule each month. And really the time commitment is just sort of emails throughout the month as you are available to do them, and then a board meeting the week before the regular meeting. So we do meet as a board every Thursday, the week before the larger meeting, to go over the agenda, set the agenda. But it's just for 30 minutes to an hour. So it's low commitment, but high reward in that you get to know a lot of the groups that are active in Fairhaven. You get to kind of know personally what they're working on, and get to share that news with the wider community. So it's been a great experience for the past 3 years. And I thank David Weinreb for recruiting me. So we are excited to look at the next successor here and find the right person. So come talk to me if you have any interest in it. I'd love to talk to you more about it.
Thank you very much, Ali. I really appreciate that. In the interest of time, we'll leave for next month. We'll have each of us in the other positions say a little bit about what we do in our positions. There's the 2 vice chairs, the 2 chairs, Liz and myself. There's the vice chair, that's Adam. He does a lot of our recording stuff. And then Christina is our recording secretary. We'll have each of them tell you a little bit about their position. Before I close this section out, is there anyone in the room or anyone online who would like to nominate anyone? Oh, there's Patricia, a real person. Patricia, just, no, I just wanna, because some people might not just know who you are, so I'm just gonna make it, there she is. So just so you know, that's Patricia. Okay, so for people that don't know, we'll give you a chance to talk when we do the election, but just for people to know. Is there anyone that would like to nominate themselves or anyone else for any of the positions? Is there anyone who would like to nominate themselves or anyone else? Is there anyone who would like to nominate someone for any of the positions that are open? Okay, you'll notice I did that 3 times. That's just following Robert's rules. Okay, so for now, they're not closed. They continue next month. And then our elections are in November. We have a month of transition and then the new team starts in January. Okay, let us move on. There is a gentleman, Jeff, from City Hall that asked to make an announcement concerning recycling. Jeff, are you?
He's right
Oh,
there.
there he is.
I'm here.
He's looking right at me. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thank you, Lee. Hey, everybody. How you doing? You might know this already that we do. I'm from the Solid Waste Authority, and we run the transfer station. And we put on we have been doing an annual hometown recycling day. Some of you may have heard of it. Some might have come down. We're doing another one this fall. We're actually doing 2 a year. We're doing another one this fall, October 26th, from 9 to 1 at Amistad High School, not the middle school, but the high school over on 580 Dixwell Avenue. And you can bring your electronics, which include, your desktop, your laptop, or your cell phone, monitors, stereos, TVs, small appliances even. Basically anything on the small side that's electrical that has a plug. You can bring your textiles, which includes clothing, shoes, accessories. And I'm saying all this stuff. I have the. I'm going to put the flyer in the chat, but of course the people in person can't see that. So hopefully, maybe Lee, you can get that out on a mailing list or something.
4 minutes, they'll go out.
Yeah. Okay. And we also feature shredding. Every event we do shredding as a courtesy to the people in the area. We try to get out to different neighborhoods for every year. So if anybody has, an idea where you could do this in Fairhaven, we'd love to come down. We just need a space about 100 by 200 feet. I know it's hard to find, but if you could, I've been looking at Fairhaven, I can't find anything. Anyway, so that's what we got on October 26th, 9 to 1, 580 Dixwell Avenue, Amistad High School, electronics, textiles, and shredding. Also have some info stuff, but I don't want to get too deep into it because I know I have a limited amount of time. So I hope you see you folks down there and check the flyers out. I'm going to put a Spanish one in the chat as well right now. And that's it.
Any questions about the recycling program or this activity in particular? There is a question in the room. Go ahead.
There's a big problem in New Haven with tires being dumped all over the place. Does the trash center, whatever it's called, up on Middletown Avenue, take tires? And is there a way of disposing of them through the city? What is the procedure for that? Or is there a procedure for that? Because it's just a problem that tires are dumped all over the city.
Yes, I know that tire blight is something. Just want to let you know, just keep this in mind. There is a tire take back program which is signed into law, and it's going to be implemented over the next year or so. So everything is going to be able to be captured, and we won't have that blight, hopefully, because that's basically people from these these small shops, backyard shops, trying to get rid of just dispose of tires, and they throw them on the street. So what you can do, I'm not sure of the exact procedure, but I know LCI takes things from the front yard and the backyard. And I think the city, if you call the city up or C-Click Fix, it'll go to the right person, right organization. And the Department of Public Works will pick up the tires off the curb. You can bring 4 tires as a resident to the transfer station Monday through Saturday, as long as they don't have rims on. And that's basically how you can get rid of the tires. You have to go, C-Click Fix is probably the best option for a big pile of tires. But yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, if someone could just please put cclickfix.org in the chat, and then people can click on that for more information. Maybe we could put it in the minutes as well. Okay, I don't see any questions online. I don't see any other questions in the room. Jeff, I will put a bug in you here about whether or not we can figure out a way to do one of these recycling things in the parking lot between the library and Fairhaven K8. There is a path that could be followed that would help people to process pretty quickly. So think about that.
Oh yeah, put that in the chat, the address or the whereabouts. I'd love to check that out. Yeah.
182 Grand Avenue. That's the
It's
library.
on Grand between the library and what?
And Fairhaven K8.
School. In school.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear you.
Or Grand Avenue is the school.
The school is 164 Grand. It is, yeah, Fairhaven School. Okay, thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, with that, are there any other announcements that you want to make, very brief announcements in the room? I don't see any. Anyone online want to make a brief announcement about anything? Not seeing any. Let's go right to the alders. Roll call of the alders. Alder Ellen Kupo, not present. Alder Carolyn Tanby, not present, although.
She sent an update.
Yes, we do
Who's
have an
gonna-
update from
Yeah.
Caroline Alder Smith, which I will read. And Alder Kupo also wrote to let us know she couldn't be here, unfortunately, because she is at a planning event for a road
Water main.
name. Yes,
Oh,
which
so
Frank
please run through those.
knows a little more about. But we have a couple notes from Alder Smith. The first one is the Mill River Underpass Park Design and Sketch Workshop. So this is an initiative that Alder Smith has been spearheading, engaging youth and community members to design and build a community park alongside the Mill River Trail on the State and James intersection underpass. And so there will be an event, a design workshop on September 10th at 6 p.m. Where folks are invited to tour the site, sketch the underpass, share vision. There's an RSVP that I will link in the chat in a moment. Secondly, she is co-hosting the Start in New Haven Community Pitch Night. That's going to be next Thursday, September 19th at 6 p.m. at Climate Haven. This is an event where individuals can pitch ideas for civic improvements, startups, other projects, basically anything you want to get started, to a community audience with the goal of connecting with people who might be interested in partnering. And I'll share a RSVP for that as well. And then thirdly, Alder Smith is co-hosting a run across New Haven, 10-mile run to every branch of the library. So this is in honor of September National Library Card Sign-Up Month. And so for that event, that would be just emailing Caroline directly, and her email address is in the meeting minutes. So that's her Alder update. She has a City Services Environmental Policy Committee meeting tonight, so that's why she's unavailable.
Thank you very much. And did Alder Kupo send us any information or just regrets?
Nope, just regrets. Yeah, basically.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, Alder Festa, who is not here. Alder Sarah Miller.
Okay.
What report ye?
I think it's worth noting, I believe Alder Kupo is at the CSET meeting is about naming a corner in her ward after Malik Jones. And that's the hearing happening tonight. And so that's where she is.
James Market.
Change the market. So just a couple things. One is we had a hearing yesterday that came out of an LCI civil citation that was filed. A lot of people on the call and in the room were there. It was a great showing of community support around the property at the corner of Grand and Ferry, 214 to 230 Grand Avenue, which has been one of the most problematic properties in Fairhaven and really the city for over a decade, with a lot of public drug use, public drinking, just really unsanitary conditions, people sleeping, you name it. There's been a lot of back and forth between LCI, the health department, the alders, about with the property managers. It's owned by some people out of New York, and there's property managers who are local. The ask from all the city officials and partners has been that they fence off the rear section which really, that geography of that site facilitates all the activity, because people can go in the back and do whatever they're gonna do and then hang out in the front. So we had people from the McDonald's, Eric from Grand Avenue Special Services, several co-chairs, Anna was there. Sergeant Alvarado, Lieutenant Fumiati, spoke about the impact of this site on the community. It is the first time in a very long time that there has been a citation like this issued, so much so that it was appealed, and that's why we had the hearing. And there was like no protocol for how to do it because it hadn't been done in so long. So we'll see, we'll get the decision by the end of the week. It's a single hearing officer who makes the decision about what happens. But I think our ask was very reasonable, and I'm hopeful that there will be an order that they install a fence. And if that goes up, that it will have like positive ripple effects, I think, for the neighborhood as a whole. So stay tuned. I also want to update, I think we spoke briefly about the anti-litter campaign that a number of us have been working on for a while. We finally have sort of draft designs, and that is moving along, and I would guess by the next management team, we'll have materials to share with you. Also, as a follow-up to the Solid Waste Authority report, I'm now on the Solid Waste Authority board. I'm the aldermanic representative, and one thing that we've done is ask that the process for bulk dumping at the transfer station be simplified. So it used to be you have to get a coupon and get like this coupon book, and it was very cumbersome. You only go during work hours. Now you can just go as a resident, and they scan your license, and you can bring your bulk trash there. So it's kind of a soft launch. It hasn't really been announced. They're working out the kinks, but you can go any day that they're open during it's regular work hours, and then there's morning on Saturday. So you can go and you don't need to get a coupon. The other thing is the youth at work. Yep.
Can I just interject there?
Absolutely.
That's in the works. I wouldn't make that general information yet because we still require coupons for the city and the public works.
The last we heard, they were open, so we can double check that, but there's the machine, the scanner that we were told was working now.
We don't have that. It's not there, not to my knowledge, and I work at the transfer station all the time, so.
Okay, so stay tuned.
I would just say.
It's in process, but
Yeah.
If it's not there now, it will be there soon, because
Yes, it's in the works. It's in the works.
Yeah, all right, thanks for the additional information. One other thing is the youth at work. Carmen talked about the youth at work who were here over the summer cleaning the streets. The application is open now for the year-round youth at work. It's open until the 20th. We can also make the flyers available through the management team. It's a great opportunity for young people and high school students to be employed throughout the year, working with nonprofits and city agencies. So any young people in your life, make sure that they apply for youth at work. Two other sort of slightly longer term, the education committee at the end of this month on September 25th is going to be about facilities. We've had a lot of concerns about facilities. And so if you have thoughts about that, you're welcome to come to the education committee and provide testimony. It's going to be on Wednesday, September 25th at 6, and we'll provide a flyer shortly. We're also, we've had this money for several years to redo Ferry Street. We now have the money for Grand Avenue, and they're working on the designs, and we decided to have a meeting to look at the designs for both together, since it's the same people, same neighborhood. So we have a date of Tuesday, November 12th at 6. And it's so far ahead because there's so many people who have to be part of it, and so we'll most likely do it at Atwater. But just to give you a heads up.
Thank you. With that, any questions? Then we're going to move on to Alder Redente. Please step forward and be recognized.
Yeah. Big shoes.
Yes, but yours are so much cuter than red.
I got a lot of compliments on my shoes today, so.
So what do you got for us, Frank?
All right, well, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I want to start first by just giving a special vote of confidence to Sergeant Alvarado. Those of you who don't know him, he replaced our lovely Lieutenant Fumiati, who we are all big fans of. I was originally apprehensive because I had such a good relationship with Mike. I wasn't sure if anybody could fill his shoes. When I tell you Sergeant Alvarado hit the ground running, he hit the ground literally running. He doesn't wait for his guys to take the calls. If I call him, he takes care of it himself. Many times when I'm driving through the neighborhood, I see him dealing with the issues. Let me say this to everybody. Our police are working without a contract. It doesn't look good. It looks like it may end up in arbitration, but I need you to know that we are down to 224 uniformed officers, not counting supervisors. 224. Please understand that these guys are doing the best they can. So a lot of times when they get on call, they get 2 or 3 calls, they get backed up immediately as soon as the shift starts, and then they have to start prioritizing. Okay, certain things aren't going to get taken care of right away, sometimes not at all. So that's going to bring me to my first order of business. As my first piece of legislation, I have written an ordinance amendment to, let me go to my notes, I'm sorry. So currently in the city of New Haven, if there is an abandoned auto on the side of a road, unoperable or inoperable, no plates, I mean, you guys see them all the time, sitting up on crates, no tires, what have you, broken windows. They have to sit there for 72 hours before anybody can do anything. I always thought it was kind of crazy. You have some of these cars that obviously you see them, you know they don't work, and nobody can get them off the street. So what I did was I've asked the board to approve an ordinance amendment, shortening that window from 72 hours to 24 hours, and then removing all of those duties from the police department and transferring those duties to the Office of Traffic, Transportation, and Parking, where I believe it belongs. So they won't get backlogged anymore. We're going to fine tune it, I'm sure through committee and a number of meetings that we do have with the director to streamline that process so that we can get this taken care of. Because as a lot of you know in this community, especially people who don't have driveway access, it's getting harder and harder to park at night on streets. I can't tell you how many calls I get a week about parking issues, and a lot of it has to do with unregistered vehicles. So I think this will move things along, so I will keep you all in the loop. Another parking related issue that I'm dealing with, I also receive a number of calls daily regarding parking along Clinton Avenue between Chatham Street and Grafton Street, across the street from Carr's Package Store. So I have lobbied Traffic Transportation, TTMP, to turn that side of Clinton Avenue to a no standing zone. Again, we're going to kick some ideas around on the most effective way to get it done, but it's becoming very unsafe over there with cars blocking both bike lanes on both sides. Another issue that has come up repeatedly is the nasty bus shelter at 480 Ferry Street in front of Rupolo Manor, site of a lot of garbage, drug dealing, drug use, prostitution, you name it. I've lobbied the state to remove the bus shelter completely, and it looks like it's going to happen. Residents of the Lombard, Maltby, and Downing area, you're all aware of that corner property on Downing and Lombard, the site of the old laundromat. It's been fenced off in a site of blight for quite a long time. I was asked by Economic Development to discontinue the portion of Peck Alley that is no longer used. In order to continue that development, I will read you the letter from them really quickly. The discontinuation of Peck Alley is to eliminate blight and allow the adjacent property owners to take possession of the alley. Currently, the alley is unmaintained pavement, overgrown with weeds, littered with trash and debris, and a blight to the area. A portion of the alley between Maltby, the midpoint of the alley, was discontinued about 15 years ago. As a result, the remaining portion serves no purpose. The properties that abut the alley have driveway access and off-street parking. By discontinuing this alley, the city will no longer be responsible to maintain the area, clean up illegal dumping, or own the public liability associated with this area. The adjacent property owners can assert their claims to the discontinued alley, as has been done previously with many streets and rights of way that were discontinued in the city of New Haven. So if you have any questions, you can email me about that. The last two things, CRB, I'm not sure if Jaywan Carter touched on it. We have a number of open positions on the Civilian Review Board. So I would, encourage people, especially from this area, to get on that CRB. And last but not least, Alder Miller, myself, and Caroline, and Alder Smith called an emergency meeting on Friday with the mayor and all the department heads to address the rampant open air drug use that's happening throughout our community. We're all compassionate people. We all want to take care of those of us in our communities that are struggling, but we have to have a mechanism of accountability when it gets to that point where either our services are being continuously rebuffed or our kindness is being taken for weakness. We have to be able to put some sense of balance in this by taking care of people while also protecting the integrity of our community for our kids. So I would love to hear everybody's thoughts on the matter. Those of you that know me know I have family members that live in my house that have struggled their whole lives with addiction, who got up here in 2017 and got themselves clean. I am very interested in everybody's thoughts and opinions, so please feel free to reach out to me and let me know how you feel. With that, pass back to the man.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Yes, in the back, Eric, you had an announcement?
Question.
Questions?
In regards to the bus stop on Ferry, is there anything like thoughts about, or is there a way to salvage that and?
Well, tell us so that everyone's in the know. What is the problem?
In regards to the bus stop that's gonna be removed on Ferry, my question is, thoughts on if it's salvageable, having it placed somewhere else?
Well, the bus stop itself is just a physical bus shelter is being moved. The bus stop will still exist.
Sorry, the bus shelter.
The bus shelter will, no, I don't think we're gonna be replacing.
How are you keeping me from getting wet in the rain?
There's a lot of trees right there,
An umbrella.
and an umbrella might work.
I don't think you want to repurpose that one. Yeah, I think that's. like,
I mean,
that's one of the-
a lot of those bus shelters are all
I
broken.
thought I have salt.
Yeah,
That's what
I worked 3 jobs in the rain. I use an umbrella and a rain jacket.
This mentality, I don't like. Get rid of the shelter, get rid of the stopping places, etc. It's like going to fascistic measures.
So what do you suggest? To get rid of the drug dealers, the drug users, and the prostitutes that sleep there, urinate there, defecate there, drop trash there, needles?
There may be many ways, and I'm not gonna address them now.
I'd be interested to know what your solution is.
No, I don't have a solution, that's your job.
Oh, I gave you my solution. I'm taking the bus shelter down.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, any questions, any final thoughts? I will just let people know, we had a great press conference, I forgot to mention, about the new bike program the city has. If you don't know about it, the bike program, is brand new bikes, they're electric bicycles. You can go up to 15 miles an hour. It's $100 for a year, and for $100 you get an hour minimum a week, which is included. And if people are on any sort of state assistance, it's $50 a year. So you or anyone you know wants to join the bike program, it's very easy. Just go up to one of the white bikes and scan with your phone, and boom, you're on board. And these bikes, you can pick one up in Fairhaven, go shop downtown, park the bike, you don't get charged for that time, then get back on the bike, and it has a little basket in front. Yes, sir.
Where are they located in Fairhaven?
So we have bikes in front of Fame School. That's one location. We have bikes down here by the parking lot. So wherever you see those signs from the previous bike program prior to COVID, that there's a big stainless steel sign, those are no longer affiliated with the program, but that's where the bike racks are. I'll show you, but if you just, Google, bike to Haven, there's a map and it shows you where the bikes are. There's, I forget, 40 or 50 different locations around the city, so, okay, just for people to know. So with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Second, moved and seconded, there's no need for a vote. Just want to wish everybody good night. Thanks for being with us online. Thanks for being with us in person, and we'll see you the first time of the next month. Take care, everybody. Bye.